Welcome back to 2 Cents from a League Manager. I'm your host and League Manager Matthew Hood. First and foremost, my apologies from myself and the crew here at 2 Cents for not having a show last week. We had a hurricane come through. Anyway, this week's 2 Cents is brought to you by Highlight. We had quite the interesting week, and let's get down to it. But maybe we should start calling this league the Rabel family. This is the first time in history we've seen all 4 Rabels on top of the standings. Now, I don't know if it's nepotism. I don't know if Rabel still has the login as league manager. Maybe I should check if he's adjusting points. And I won't just yet, but I got my eye on all of you Rabels out there. Alright, so let's catch you up on the trades for the week here. We just saw J.K. Dobbins get traded to Julio's whorehouse, and the Daily Worker received DeAndre Hopkins. Now, if Hopkins returns healthy and in full form, I'm honestly scared. I am genuinely scared to see what the Daily Worker has in his lineup. I know Sheamus needed just something to get in the win column, but we should all be shaking in our boots. We also saw the Big Booty Judies send over Saquon Barkley and Zeke over to the Latex Salesman in exchange for Eckler and Kamara. Now here's a quote we received from Gregory. This is fresh in. Damn, did I just trade the best running back in fantasy? Zeke also had 19 touches, so I'm like, fuck, maybe I'm an idiot. Now this trade could go either way, but only the future holds the truth. We'll see what happens with these two teams. Let's get to some Week 4 matchups, starting off with the Daily Worker taking on Jefferson Airplane. Both quarterbacks were less than desirable in this one. We didn't see anything from them. Daily Worker had some big showings from Deebo Samuel and Nick Chubb, and this was plenty to fend off Jefferson Airplane, who scored 0 points in this matchup. I even want to give highlights for this team. Be better, First and Al. Daily Worker gets the win 118-50. Next, we'll take a look at the Vandalay Latex Salesman taking on Get Swifty. This matchup didn't start off great because the old bonehead GM at Vandalay forgot to take out Kamara. I am shaking with anger. Anyway, we'll keep moving. Both teams had huge scores. Eckler was breaking the 30-point barrier, and Get Swifty had huge scores from all across his lineup, all the way down into his flex points. But there was really no hope going into Monday night. Vandalay needed a huge score from his tight end, and ended up Get Swifty, seals the deal, 122-115. So now, potentially one of the most crucial matchups around the league. All eyes were on Billy Bob's Brawlers taking on the Big Booty Judies. Now here's a guy who's talking smack all week with little to back up his claims. Greg was looking for a big win in this one. And we didn't really believe it, but he knew what was going on in the locker room, I can tell you that. Billy Bob had Mike Evans back from being a hothead a couple of weeks ago. He better get all of his players. Billy Bob, come on now, man. But huge scores from the Judies. Whole team led to a commanding lead and a commanding victory. The Judies take the win 160-106. But don't think this Bill team is a failed force, let me tell you, because this lineup makes me want to run home to my mother. Let's keep moving here. Now we have Rise Up Mile High taking on Cal Bob Ranch Pants, which was our highest scoring matchup of the week, but all the points were put up by one team. How about that? This is the highest score put up by a team in the history of the league, but don't get too big of a head, Thomas. We just switched to half-point PPR this year, so we will see what scores we have ahead of us in the future. Cal Bob Ranch Pants has lost both of his top running backs to injuries. We had Javonte Williams out for season now. He still has DeAndre Swift on the bench, hopefully returning this week. But honestly, he didn't stand a chance in this one. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Thomas was led by none other than Geno Smith. And a commanding Lions offense with Hawkinson. Honestly, can't believe I'm saying either of those names. To take the win 180-83. Now, last but not least, our final matchup, we have Juicing My Balls taking on Julio's Whorehouse. And as much as it pains me to throw shade at Sheamus, I don't think Feldner was sweating too much going into this week, honestly. This was a fairly close one, But Feldner took the win with the huge scores from his running backs. The Whorehouse is going to need to take let's be real. He's going to need some huge scores from anyone other than Josh Allen. So Seamus, do me a favor. Get off your Bills bandwagon and make some trades, okay? Probably other than J.K. Dobbins. Anyway, well, that's all I have for you this week from the Motley Crew. I'll be back next week with more news and highlights. Thank you to our sponsor, Highlight. And this is Matthew Hood, signing off.